Here's our chicken coop now. It looks messy, that's why we want to remove it and replace it with a brand new one. We'll see how it turns out. Oh, FedEx is here. They must be delivering that new chicken coop. Oh, here it is. It's the day of the installation. I'm glad it's a lot cooler today. So we've strategically selected this spot right under a tree, right along the fence. See, this measures about 10 feet across and about 6.7 feet width-wise. We found some mulch, which we are going to level this area to provide a soft area for the chicken to run around in. Alright, let's get started. So let's get started by assembling the base. Everything is labeled out in the diagram, and all the parts are labeled out. 2A connected to the C, connected to the 2B. Yeah. Alright, so we got the base assembled. This is how wide and how long it's going to be. Piece of cake. It's pretty fun. So I have a quick tip. On the bottom ones, on the base, you want to have the hose pointing this way, not that way, because as you are up here to put this in here, if it was facing the other direction, it won't be correct. So you want to make sure the pins are going this way, see? Otherwise it would be this way, and that's wrong. Okay. Now I'm assembling the door. The frame's pretty much done. And now I'm installing the door with the hooks on 4 corners with bolts and screws. So I have the door installed, but I know it's a manufacturing error. You see how this hole is behind here? This should be here instead. You see how this one, see how that latches onto here? So that's a manufacturing defect. Somebody drilled it on the wrong side of the hole. So what we're going to do is we decided to keep this on the bottom because we can at least go in right here, because this one we'll probably have it zip tied shut and not use the top. Okay, let's document that. And here my dad is unrolling the chicken wire mesh, which we will put around the periphery to protect the chicken inside the chicken coop. See, so we've decided to lay it longitudinal wise, 2 layers over and across the roof, okay, all the way down to the ground. Alright, so let's study the design and the quality of the chicken wire. I believe it's got a very thin metal inside, coated by plastic coating, and it looks like thinner than the threading type. So let me compare it, show you the comparison between the two. See? Alright, this is the threading wire and that's the chicken wire down here. Alright, so here's a quick tip. You want to put the roll on the ground, and then we're just gonna work ourselves, pull it all the way over the roof, okay? Like that. See? Time to use the zip ties. We want to tie it taut. You want the netting to be taut too, the mesh. We're going to use the zip tie strategically located because we have plenty right here. Okay. So I suggest leaving a little bit of overlap. That way you can at least have full coverage, you know, you don't want to leave like a gap. Once you have a measure out, use a wire cutter to cut it. I suggest leaving about 6 to 8 inches overlap. What we plan on doing is, after we zip tie it, we plan on pushing it back out and then digging a trench and covering it for extra protection against predators that dig. Alright, so here what it looks like with the two overhanging horizontal, and here is for the front facing walls or the width. We decided to wrap it underneath the top. See, we're not going to cut it. We just want to simply fold it in. Okay, you could probably use some zip ties or not. We decided to just double layer it instead of just trimming off. Why waste the material, right? You see how we zip tied the structure right here? All we're simply doing is folding, overlapping it. But you don't want it the point you want it facing top, because that will damage the tarp. So you want to fold it inward. See? Yeah, facing down. All right. If you find the roof is sagging, you can use rope to make it more sturdy. See, my dad already put these electrical wires, I think. All right, it's looking good. And my dad already moved in these sections of the greenhouse just for the chicken to lay around, like an area where they can lay eggs. We're gonna put mesh and soft towels for them to lay their eggs. It's time to cover the door. This gets a little bit complicated. We're gonna do it from the inside. You want extra overlap, fold it in, see? That way we can cut out the door frames later. Just make sure you line it up. Alright, so in between two seams, you want to use threading as you are threading like sewing. Okay? So the easiest way is just go between two parts, over and out, like that. Okay? When it comes to seams, I find it much easier with a pre-cut length and then weaving it from top down. Let gravity do its work, like this. So I think I mastered the technique of threading. You want a super long piece and you want to go through the top, thread it down, because it's best to have extra length, and just simply weave it around. See, weave it around like that. That way you have it, so that way you can pull on the piece like this. You see how I'm tightening this? See? Yeah. Weave it around like you were sewing. Alright, so it took a little bit of time to wrap the zip ties around the door frame. You want to make sure you do it to each component in the structure that opens. Alright. And then we are ready to cut it. See? We did it from the inside. So what we're going to do is just simply cut it along. That's why you need a zip tie just securely, otherwise it would fall apart. See? We'll just cut it down along that path. Alright, my dad's doing cutting. You want to cut along the middle, because if you cut it too much on one side, it might unloosen the wiring. See? Just cut it along that path. It's going to take some time, so this is probably the most time consuming one, is the door frame. Alright, time to test the door. I'm excited. Oh, there it is. So because of the lock issue, we decided not to cut the top. Otherwise you would do the same. Alright, so that's going to save us a little bit of work, because the chicken, all we need is the bottom. We can fit through there and feed them. The chicken can access that. Oh, I forgot to mention, you also want to cut a little bit of a hole right here, so where you can access the lock. Unless you have small fingers where you could actually reach the lock to open it. I think I'm able to do that. Let me actually test that. Okay, so I'm doing this from the inside. I'm reaching out my fingers. Yeah, see, no problem. You don't need to cut it. So this proves that you are able to unlock yourself from the inside. See? So it looks like my dad decided to modify designs. He found some of these metallic members, so to provide greater stability for the tarp or the roof. Okay. Now we can use the stakes to stick it down near the bottom corner flanges for extra stability. This is just to protect it against the wind, similar to putting stakes down in the tent when you go camping. So here's the tip. If you have these sharp edges sticking out, it's easy to just fold it back in. See, otherwise you're poking out, you're going to get a hold of your clothing and it might tear it apart. It might be scratched because of that. So just do that. Here's another pro tip. Remember the extra length that I left behind before I cut it? I'm gonna bury it. That way I have extra layer of protection in case you have burrowing predators. I'm gonna do the same to this side. Just cover it with soil. Alright, so I locked my dad in here. Let's see if he can open it. Okay. The time has come to put the tarp on. So the black would be facing down. These will be the corner attach points. Okay, so let's go ahead and run it over the roof. You probably need somebody inside to guide it. That's why 2 people helps. And this is how you would tie down a tarp. You simply fold it, insert it through the hole, the washer, come across, just like that. Okay, here's my dad demonstrating it. So thread it through a fence, reach through the top, and don't forget to pull it taut, put the string taut, that way it doesn't flap in the wind, like that. Okay, yeah. Alright, the tarp is in. It's looking great. Look at the shade it provides, right under the tree too. Slight breeze. So this is how much chicken wire we have left. Probably enough just for like one side of the wall right there. So we apply a generous amount, so you definitely have enough to cover the whole area. You just have to have patience. Now we just have to put in some chicken and see how they like their new playground. Alright guys, so here's the finished product. The VEVOR chicken coop. So we have 4 chicken, our prize chicken in here. We have actually a total of 14, but it just takes, it's difficult to catch them. But as you can see, they are happy in their new environment. Alright, so the setup time was a little bit labor intensive, I'm not going to lie. You're going to require 2 people to assemble it. It took about pretty much 7 hours because sewing and doing the zip ties is pretty labor intensive. But we also try to do a secure job, you know, burying the wires underneath. In fact, my dad's going to later on add some more chicken wire around the periphery, just to make it predator proof, because we've had chickens got killed from opossums, raccoons, and hawks. Now we definitely don't have to worry about the hawks. So we want to see how this works in the long run. Eventually, we're gonna put all the chicken in here. The chicken wire is seems to be a pretty good quality, but of course, having double layers and strengthening it really helps. The tarp is going to help to disperse the rain, and we have an angle where the water would drain through, especially, you know, snow too. So we got it all structurized on the top where it's sturdy, 360 degrees. So let me take you in for a cribs tour, see what the inside look like and see how the chicken likes it. Don't forget the whole door opens separately, but because of the defect, We just have to use the bottom. I mean, we can always cut it later and maybe do like a little bit of wiring, you know, use metallic wire to close it shut. No problem, no biggie, no biggie at all. And here we can reach through. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit cramped, so if you're a tall person, maybe like 6 feet, you're gonna have problem climbing just through the bottom. All right. Hey, how you guys like a new spot, right? Got a shade. It's gonna be big enough for 14 chicken. We have this. We have like areas for them to hang out, you know, lay eggs. We're gonna put like some cushion right there. We got bricks, make sure it doesn't get wet. All right. See, the chickens are liking it. I mean, they're really enjoying this, right? Yeah. And even if they have poop, we can just spray it down with hose. Very easy cleaning. Definitely a lot better looking than the other one that we had over there. And this is a prime real estate right here. So if you're looking for the perfect chicken coop, VEVOR offers different sizes. I highly recommend it. So definitely go check it out and protect your chickens at all costs. Wow, I wasn't expecting a thunderstorm. I sure hope that chicken coop holds up. Oh, that was a heavy thunderstorm last night. A lot of lightning and thunder. Even I was scared. Look at the tarp. Oh, it's dried up now. Protect the chickens from the elements. Let's take a look at the chicken. So we added some minor adjustments, added extra wiring, chicken wiring just in case. And then we added 2 ladders right there. You see the chicken are enjoying it. We've collected a couple eggs already. Yeah, look at that. They are definitely loving their brand new environment. This is better than the playpen at the zoo. We added some modifications. Huh? Oh, he's gonna fly down. Oh no! At least we add a little bit obstacle course. And here's a quick tour from the inside. Everybody's having fun?